Hey there folks, Jumpask here, bringing another audio commentary, and today we have another Undead versus Orc game. I think this is actually 3 in a row for me now, but certainly those things do happen, versus this grey Undead who I believe is Lucifer, the very famous but now retired Warcraft 3 player, who obviously played in MYM for a very long time before joining the army, and actually should be out of the army pretty soon, but I guess he just occasionally gets to go onto ladder or something and play a couple games, and so this is from that set. And looks like he's going to be playing against a pink orc by the name of XiaoH. I wonder actually if this is XiaoH to the Chinese orc player. Certainly they're talking in English, so it sounds like it's possible that Lucifer knows that this. Well, firstly, that he knows this guy, and then also knows that he doesn't speak Korean. So maybe he's the Chinese player XiaoH, but I'm not sure. Anyways, looks like Lucifer. Very surprised that this pink undead XiaoH accused undead of being imbalanced, but looks like both players will be scouting out now, and we're going to be seeing a ghoul opening here from Lucifer, and very standard Blade Master opening here from XiaoH, and both players they are cross spawned, so they'll scout each other at the same time. But it's actually quite interesting that we saw Lucifer build this acolyte here. It's sort of a testament to the fact that he's such an older player. It's something we definitely see a lot less of, building the 6th acolyte, just because normally now players will just wall off their base wall, their tech, so that they're never going to lose any acolytes, so they don't need to rebuild any. But certainly it can be useful, especially on these 4-player maps, doing this scouting, especially if Lucifer wants to go straight to harass, which, considering he's going for a ghoul build, it's probably quite likely that we will see from him. And meanwhile, we do have this peon. Obviously, it's not too much of an expense to just go scout with the peon, and as I say, on this 4-player map, it's good to know if they're nearby, so you know where to go creep first, and where it's going to be hardest for you to be creep jacked. And it looks like both players will be realizing now where they are. I'm probably going to put up a voodoo lounge right here, a good place to put it, just so that you can do some creeping here, and then do your creeping here, and then immediately do some shopping. But it looks like Lucifer going to be straight on the case here, going to know immediately this creeping is going on, but he's going to be unable to stop it, assuming that XiaoH does it right, and you will be hoping for a Tome of Experience here. Will he be able to get it, or will he get one? He has sort of CP to buy a circle, as most orcs do nowadays. Looks like he's going to go for it. Lucifer almost getting in time, picks up a Tome of Intelligence, though the worst item he could have got there, unfortunately, for XiaoH, and it looks like both players are now actually going to fight, and Lucifer knows this isn't a fight he wants to be taking, because he's going to take a lot more damage than he's going to be able to do, and so he does run off, and he doesn't even use a coil, which I think he could well do, just use a coil on that Death Knight now. And it looks like these creeps are actually being pulled here. I'm not sure why that grunt was down there. Maybe he's trying to kill the acolyte or something, and the acolyte sacrificed himself. I don't see any skeletons down here, so I don't know if that's what happened. But it looks like this Death Knight still at 0 experience, just gonna run around, try and stay on top of where XiaoH is. And looks like we will have some skeletons being picked up here off of just one of those critters on the map. Very nice move there, just to get those skeletons out and about, try and actually do some damage. Looks like he's going for this peon, though I don't think he'll be able to get it. He might be able to do a bit of damage, and then also maybe force this peon to go into a burrow or something for a couple seconds. Just slow down XiaoH. It looks like we do have the tech now starting for Lucifer, who will be trying to get or actually he's a bit behind in terms of tech. XiaoH now has already started his tech as well, and I wonder what we're going to be seeing from Lucifer here in the long run. It looks like we don't have any sort of graveyard up yet, so it will not be fiends quite yet, at least. Maybe we're going to see ghouls with quick tier 3. I mean, there's quite a few combinations on this map that are quite nice to do. We could be seeing banshees, but that certainly is much more of a new school strategy than Lucifer is probably used to, so maybe that's not going to be something within his comfort zone. XiaoH now doing some shopping, going to buy some boots, and looks like that's probably going to be it. He's just going to want to get out of here now, and he actually knows where Lucifer is, at least where his Death Knight is, so he can really keep tabs on it. He's actually going to try and do some damage to that Death Knight. That's really odd. Actually, no, he's going to be doing some creeping right next to this Death Knight. Be interesting to see whether, Lucifer... Oh no, maybe he doesn't pick up on it, but if he could come in here for the creep check, that'd be very nice. It looks like he has been using his own ghouls to do some creeping, so that has got him a small amount of experience, but still, I don't think he's got any kills yet on XiaoH, and he hasn't really slowed him down too much either, so we'll have to see. It looks like he's finally being able to do some slowing down right now, but as to whether or not that's actually going to allow him to do any sort of creep stealing, we'll have to see. He's now coming back in with the schools. Will he be able to get in back in time before the Overseer is killed here? And looks like we do have actually that one skeleton being chased down by that Blaymaster, which has actually bought a lot of time here for Lucifer, who's now going to be able to come in and maybe get a grunt surround, maybe even try and go for a Blade Master surround, but he does still have enough mana for one more Windwalk, and actually close to having enough for another Windwalk after that. So maybe Lucifer just going to try and get us around here off on a grunt. But looks like the Blade Master running back in, just trying to keep these grunts moving back, or trying to keep the ghouls just moving back and forth. We do actually have Backpack having been researched here for Lucifer as well, which is an interesting thing to get here, just because it's very, very useful on these large maps, especially for ooh, actually that was very nice that you're just using that backpack to pick up the item before the Blade Master can get it and steal and pick it up. And I didn't actually see what the item was. Looks like it was a Ring of Protection. And but actually, as I say, undeads just need their items so badly that they need to buy so many skeletons, things like that, that it really can be advantageous for them to do research that backpack early on in the game, and then just not have to run back to their base constantly, because obviously they can't just build their shop just out in the middle of the map like an orc can do. And it looks like we will have one grunt around here. Yes, he does get it there, very, very nice. He will be able to get that kill, but he will take a lot of damage on at least one of his ghouls, and he will have to coil it there, and he does get level 2 though, so he will have aura, so that might actually help him get another surround if he wants to go for it. This Blade Master is quite low now. He is just getting off a couple hits, but it looks like this one grunt is being overtaken. Will he be able to get the surround though? It looks like this one top ghoul needs to move down. He does, and he doesn't quite manage to close the surround. That's very, very unfortunate. And now Lucifer taking a lot of damage on one of his ghouls, does need to run home. A lot of mana still left on that Blade Master, so he can walk away if surrounded, and no dust for Lucifer, so he can't really do too much about it, unless he goes by someone with one of his ghouls. But looks like this Blade Master going to continue. Actually, I want to do some shopping now before this Voodoo Launch is taken down. We'll have to see how much he actually wants to buy here. He looks like he buys one salve, and he might even want to buy a Clarity at this point, but he hasn't bought one, and he has lost his shop, and it's taking straight to tier 3, as well as getting a Shadow Hunter and a War Mill out. So maybe we're going to be seeing Berserkers, or maybe we're going to be seeing Kodo Beasts with Raiders. Maybe that can be quite interesting, especially in conjunction with grunts, where it's really going to depend on what Lucifer decides to do. He's also going for tier 3, has picked up a Sacrificial Pit, so maybe we're going to be seeing a Boneyard soon on in this game, but actually that could be alright in this situation, just because, but the thing you would have to watch out for is that Blade Master with an orb, once he hits tier 3, can be very, very annoying against Froststorms, and looks like we will have there's these some more creeping here by Lucifer, who wants to get that level 3 but won't be getting it here off this creeping. And we do have this Blade Master now actually had a similar experience amount. Really, Lucifer did a fantastic job during that first little attack where he killed he killed a grunt, and he really didn't lose too much at all. And so this Death Knight now picks up a circlet and has got some dust as well. It does only have one charge. I guess he must have used one charge just when he was doing that creeping, just to make sure that the Blade Master wasn't around. And this Blade Master now is going to creep out this camp. It would be very, very nice to steal this Warlord from Lucifer, because it often drops a very, very useful item. And Lucifer, meanwhile, looks like he's not really on top of this, and this creep will be stolen from him, and that's going to be very, very unfortunate. What will be the end up here? Lionhorn Stormwind, bad item, probably should sell it. Yes, there he goes and sells it there. And so he will be able to get a whole bunch of experience though, and get his Shadow Hunter halfway to level 2, get his Blade Master most of the way to level 3. Lucifer finally comes in now. He does have some of his ghouls, but they're trailing in very, very slowly, and it looks like Xiao realizes this and won't really slow down too much. There's one Shade finally finding where Xiao's army is, and will finally be able to just keep watch for a little while. One ghoul getting hexed, does get called by Lucifer at the last second, but looks like it might still go down. Lich pops out at the right second, very, very perfect timing there, gets off these frost armors on these ghouls that are being focused down. Another Blade Master taking a lot of damage, down to 40 hit points, does have an invuln pot and won't need to use it though. This one grunt though might well be surrounded. Looks like actually no, he might just about be able to get away. Fortunately that ghoul doesn't manage to get on top of him, and so the grunt should be able to run for it. And a bunch of low ghouls now, or actually that was very, very nice micro there by Lucifer, just frost armoring all those low ghouls as they were being focused down, and just really causing a huge amount of loss of DPS to Xiao's army. And it looks like we do have tier 3, we do have this Kodo Beast out now as well, and we'll probably see some Raiders as well, but only one Bestiary actually. So it looks like we're going to be seeing some more grunts being popped out, and he has actually got a Torrent Chieftain out third. Very, very quick 3 heroes, which is I guess why he went for this, he didn't go for a second Bestiary, and he isn't really producing too much from his barracks. He's really going to be focusing on the heroes. And still only level 1 on a Shadow Hunter, and still only level 2 on his Blade Master, so really not too high hero levels at this point. And I wonder if we're going to be seeing a quick tier 3 hero, or a quick third hero from Lucifer as well. He has now hit tier 3, and does he have an orb, I believe? Yes, he does have an orb on his Lich as well, so he does have good focusing potential if he can get this round with these ghouls, but really he's going to need something more to his army. It looks like still no Boneyard for him. He does getting one statue out, so maybe we're going to be seeing Destroyers, and actually that is sort of an older strategy where you get the Shade but then don't go for a Boneyard, which is another thing, as I say. It's just something that used to be sort of popular, but it isn't too popular anymore. But just because it's so unexpected, it might actually work out sort of well. I'm not sure whether or not Xiao knows that this guy is Lucifer, or actually, I guess he must, because this isn't a ladder match as I originally thought. It's actually a custom game, so presumably this guy knows who Lucifer is and knows that he's going to be predisposed to playing these old school strategies. And looks like Mino, very nice critical timing there, going to mean that Xiao does get the kill, but looks like these ghouls are now coming in with the aura. They are very, very quick, but not quick enough to get any surrounds there. The Shade, though, will just keep watch, and the Speed Gold's units will maybe move back in here for Xiao now that he thinks that he can maybe do some pinning down with this Tauren Chieftain, getting a nice stomp off there. I assume he's gone for stomp at level 1. That certainly would be the reasonable thing to do against ghouls. If any of you remember really old school Warcraft 3, when against ghouls you used to go for Tauren Chieftain stomp, and then you'd lightning shield your own Tauren Chieftain, and that was just crazy DPS. That would be very interesting to see, but since there's no Spirit Lodge, I think it's very unlikely we're going to be seeing that in this game so far, and it looks like we will be having maybe an engagement here. Yes, it looks like Lucifer wants to engage here, but doesn't like the position. 2 Coda Beasts with the War Drums upgrade. Now here for Xiao, and so he will be able to do a huge amount of damage, especially with that with his Blade Master. Blade Master, meanwhile, trying to get off a couple hits here on that statue, but looks like it has been frost armored. And Blade Master now with that orb is just so powerful. You really do need to be careful about it. Stomp, not a good stomp there by Xiao, very wasteful there. And Scroll of Protection being used now by Lucifer. Interesting choice there for him, and I guess that's going to work out well considering how much of the damage is coming from raw attacks as opposed to from spell damage, because really the only spell damage is Stomp, and that doesn't do a huge amount of damage anyways. And looks like this Lich now using Frost Nova on himself just to make him a bad target. And a couple statues now, and I wonder if he's got the Destroyer upgrade or no, or if he has, he isn't, or he might have already researched it, but he isn't researching it now at least, and actually he's sending these statues the wrong way. Does need to be careful with them because they can be picked off so easily. And now putting on a second crypt, very interesting. I wonder if we're going to be seeing a transition into Fiends. It is possible. We do have this Graveyard up, although he's getting improved on Holy Strength, so really perhaps he's just going to really want to focus on these ghouls, getting them 2-0 upgraded so quickly, and it's going to be quite a threat to any raiders that might pop out, but that doesn't look like it's part of Zhao's ambition at this point. Looks like he's just going, oh, he actually is getting second bestiary now, so actually what would be really nice if he swapped into Wind Riders now, just because there's no anti-air, and if he did just maybe 2 Wind Riders, that could be quite nice. He could possibly get away with 4, but what you have to remember is that Lucifer does have double crypt, so any sort of Gargoyle or Fiend with web transition would be really painful for Xiao, and it looks like actually these 2 items here, will Xiao be able to get them? He does get them just in time there, very close. So in Speed Goal now being used, and these Coda Beasts are going to want to maybe devour 1 unit, but nice run there, gets that Tauren Chieftain kill so quickly, and now it looks like this Grunt will actually go down as well. Fantastic play there by Lucifer, and looks like this looks like Xiao now gonna have to buy back his Tauren Chieftain. It's gonna take a while. It is level 2, which is unfortunately takes a lot longer to get back than level 1 hero. And it looks like this Zeppelin actually has been bought here for Lucifer as well. Be interesting to see if he's just gonna do some nifty Zeppelin micro or what here. And we do have Wind Rider's now on the way, but it looks like a Core Nova goes off on the Shadow Hunter. Is in a lot of trouble. Should buy a healing potion, but actually doesn't, and actually is silenced at the last second as well, so he can't use healing on himself, which is possibly what Xiao was hoping to do there. And it looks like we have another Core Nova goes off, but it looks like this Blade Master does survive actually. He does use an invuln pot, and we'll have to see whether or not Xiao can actually fight this off. Looks like there's not too many units left here for Lucifer. He's lost quite a few ghouls. Obviously, they do go down fairly quickly because they have no armor upgrades, and it looks like we do actually have the Zeppelin picking up the low Dark Ranger, and looks like it's finally being dropped as well. And this Blade Master now actually having some mana stolen from him as well, and the Wind Riders are now out. Thank God for Xiao, because now he's going to be able to chase this away pretty handily. All the only threats to him are the Dark Ranger and the Lich, and they're too focused trying to take down that Blade Master, and looks like Xiao is going to be able to focus down the Dark Ranger, but it is called, and the Tauren Chieftain is not back. Going to try and go for a very good stomp here, but gets silenced. Fantastic timing there by Lucifer, and looks like Lucifer maybe going to lose another statue, or his first statue there actually. A Nova goes off to take down that Kodo. No more Kodos left, so no more damage upgrade, which is so bad because that Wind Rider really relies on having that extra damage, but it looks like nonetheless this Wind Rider combined with the Blade Master and the Tauren Chieftain is going to be able to chase down this army. Got fantastic micro there by Lucifer, just doing every small thing right. And I believe we even have Envenomed Spirit being researched here for Xiao, so interesting choice there for him. Once you're at tier 3, I guess it's it's not too bad a research. It's actually a really good research to get. It's surprising that he went for that. I guess that's what he got in his second bestiary instead of getting a second. Oh no, he did get a second Wind Rider. He must have got it later on. And so actually, yeah, that's a pretty good choice all in all, because ghouls have very, very low health, so one hit and then focus something else, and that Envenom Sphere is going to do a huge amount of damage. And looks like we do. I know something. Oh yeah, XiaoH has 1,000 lumber, but only 26 gold here. So really, looks like he possibly could be. It could be in his interest to try and take an expansion with a tiny Great Hall and just send 5 lumber peons to that gold. And it looks like Lucifer now does actually have one fiend at home. Maybe he's worried about the Wind Rider harass we saw last game, and it looks like we will be having XiaoH doing some creeping here with his Torn Chieftain and Blade Master. The Shadow Hunter not yet back in the battle, but it looks like this will be more than enough to get the Blade Master to level 4 and also get the Torn Chieftain closer to level 3. Talisman of Evasion being picked up, not a great item, but certainly it's alright. Oh no, the Shadow Hunter's already back out. And Shadow Hunter going to pick up one clarity, actually going to pick up 2 clarities, using one. Actually, that clarity might be cancelled here if the ghouls manage to catch up. I imagine the ghouls do have Frenzy by this point. 2-1 upgrades now on these ghouls, fantastically upgraded ghouls. Really, really interesting play here by Lucifer. Really, ghouls are a nice early opening for Undead these days, but normally there's a transition out of it into the Fiends like we saw last game, but actually that has not been the case at all here, and it looks like Lucifer really relying on these ghouls as well, so just a couple statues, and then a really powerful tri-hero with really nice micro. Some nice items here for Lucifer, Invuln Pot on his Death Knight, lesser Invuln Pot on his Lich, and then Healing Scroll on his Dark Ranger, so very, very useful items here. You know, XiaoH knows that he can't take this battle quite yet, so he's going to creep out. He's going to try and get level 3-3 on his Torn Chieftain and on his Shadow Hunter. Ooh, Sobi Mask, fantastic item there. And then this Wind Rider probably going to be very, very useful, but it looks like a lot of burrows are going to be picked off in the meantime. This could be very, very bad now for XiaoH, who really needs to start doing some attacking. I wonder what his food count is. He's at 44 out of 50. Meanwhile, Lucifer is at 48 out of 60, so really very even food counts at this point, and it looks like this one Kodobeast could actually be in a lot of trouble being focused down, but it needs to be very, very wary of, or Lucifer needs to be wary of all these burrows. And actually one Royal Necromancy being dropped there. Looks like it was supposed to be dropped just for one of the heroes, but he slightly missed or something. And XiaoH now back in this battle. I think he knows that he can engage now that he's done enough damage with his burrows. And looks like Call Nova goes off yet again on the Shadow Hunter, not silenced in time, so can heal himself and use his speed roll to get out of there, and he will be able to get out, and the TP just being used here, but so close on that Shadow Hunter. Really, really nice reaction times though by XiaoH, knowing to run it away at the right time, as well as to heal himself up just before he ran. Really, really fantastic waste of Lucifer's time, and managed to do a bunch of extra damage to him in that meantime. And it looks like we will be having more ziggurats being built for Lucifer, who knows that now he's taking down a bunch of burrows, which actually aren't being rebuilt as quickly as they should be. That XiaoH isn't going to be able to move past 47 supply for a very long time, and meanwhile Lucifer is already at 48 and has the ability, he has a whole bunch of gold stored up. He's probably going to wait till all his till this one statue is done, and then going to build units from all his unit producing buildings at once, so that once he's in low upkeep he can be doing as much as possible and hit as quickly as possible with as large an army as possible. And looks like we will be seeing some creeping here, but this is actually be very, very tricky creeping. Be very impressive. Lucifer can do this well. He's going to have to tank a lot of damage on his Lich and on his Dark Ranger, and then call this up. But it looks like the Blade Master is in the battle. There is a shade though, and so it looks like this Blade Master will be chased away, but this creeping goes on, and this is just really interesting creeping, because he's pulling them away, he's giving the creeps lots of time to cast Bloodlust and Inner Fire and stuff as well, so it's really going to be tricky to creep. We'll have to see. And the Blade Master actually runs in there, picks up the tome, and then gets straight back out of there as well. Very, very nice play there. Very annoying. And looks like the rest of the army is now meeting up for XiaoH, who does actually have some pretty decent auras on him as well. He has Endurance aura, Vampiric aura, and then the upgraded War Drums aura. So a very, very strong army here for XiaoH, who's going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Good, try and take down this one fiend. There is one more fiend in the back as well, which obviously don't have any upgrades, because he focused all his upgrades here on the ghouls. And it looks like a Stomp goes off and gets a bunch of units, but it looks like Death Knight now needs to be very, very wary of where he is, and need to be aware of the fact that he might be throwing another nice Stomp that actually hits a lot of the ghouls, as well as 2 heroes. Invuln Pot being used by this Lich, and now the Blade Master has been turned. He has been silenced as well, so he can't use his Windwalk in time. Will the silence run out in time. He uses a healing scroll. No, Nova goes off. No Windwalk in time for Xiao because of that silence, and that Blade Master goes down. He's level 4. It's going to take him a long time to get it back, and it looks like, meanwhile, this Wind Rider going to do a lot more damage. This has been so powerful in this game, but it looks like another silence going off on this Tauren Chieftain who's at very low health. Will he be able to get a coil off? He doesn't have enough mana. He does get the coil off, and that Tauren Chieftain goes down as well, and now there's very little left for Xiao, and Xiao actually has eaten a Fiend with this one Kotobi, so it's very much in Lucifer's interest to try and focus it down. Will he be able to get to it in time, though? Looks like he might be able to meet it back up with the army. Both heroes being taverned back now. Xiao really needs to get something going for him. Even uses a dust. They're probably wary of the fact that there might be some shades around. He looks like he got that one Kotobi skill, and will now be trying to go for another one, but actually he's managed to meet up with the rest of the army. This Tauren Chieftain doesn't have any mana because he's just taverned back, and actually might now be surrounded because he can't get a stomp to get away. He does get surrounded. Fantastic micro there by Lucifer. He's going to get this Tauren Chieftain kill, and with that, maybe he will be able to take this game after this game just have been so back and forth. He didn't do too much in the early game, but really Undeads have not been doing too much. Webbed Wind Rider as well, very nice, and looks like an invuln pack actually being used. Maybe Xiao could be able to stay in this game, I don't quite know. It looks like he has a lot of grunts left, and actually this one Kodo Beast purposely running in the wrong direction just so he wastes as much of Lucifer's time as possible, so that he can go back home, he can heal up as much as possible, and looks like Lucifer actually sent one ghoul here. Maybe it's even just to cancel any clarities that are being used, sort of a sacrificial ghoul, I'm not even sure. And, oh, actually, I just had a thought. Maybe that skeleton rod that was dropped back there, or the necromancy rod that was dropped back there a long time ago, was actually on a ghoul, and Lucifer just forgot about it. Sorry, that's a very sort of disjointed thought, but I just had an idea as to why that, if that ghoul died while holding the rod of necromancy, he would have just dropped it. Maybe that's what happened there, and I wasn't paying attention, I just saw it up here on the ground, and it looks like we will be having that altar being taken down before the Tauren Chieftain can be brought back. No way that Xiao can afford to tavern back a hero yet again. He's just going to have no army whatsoever if he tries to do that. Frost Armor being cancelled in the Death Knight with Drudge taking focus, and looks like Core Nova goes off on this Blade Master who has been silenced yet again. Fantastic use of silence, really brilliant use of silence. 70 hit points on that Blade Master, does get called, does go down. Level 5 now on that Death Knight, and it looks like it's only the Shadow Hunter left. Shadow Hunter goes down, there's the GG. Fantastic play there by Lucifer, really showing that he still has the chops to play at very high level. I really loved his use of silence in that game, as I say. So I hope you enjoyed that game. I'll try and move away from Orc versus Undead games when I find some other games worth casting. So thank you very much for watching, folks. As ever, I'll see you later.